Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kelvin Mans. If this is the very first time to sign in here, please, my brothers and sisters, don't forget to hit that subscription button for me, comment, like, and share all my videos. So anytime I upload a video, you'll be notified immediately for it. So, my dear lovely brothers and sisters, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good evening, una kabo, and kushe, una welcome to the program. Me, now, una brother and picking Kelvin Mans. Unado aware uste ukang saksiyena na pia ini dia tu penmenegen jangan made dekejan nalatong ukena tanamu meni entang fambi alhamdulillah. Guys, I just wanna appreciate and I just wanna I don't know how we will say it, but this not just the fit what they see, but I just wanna accept this sincere, humble and harmless greeting. We at the office now, whatever part of the globe we happens for day. And I just want to keep the faith. As I almost say, I always enough for you the past, present, unbelievable, and shocking news them. Now they only bring up. But today, this is another edition. No other post I can talk about this Ngofero. Where they be used to Ngofero. This one, where most by like massive. Ikan nama yang kulala, we don't put on our country. We still they on they put on country board. Time go fit clock. Time go fit clock. Time go for ice cream. How market? America. No matter how it time they reach. Jolly we human say kaka long tay Moscow. Anyhow kaka long tay Moscow. Any to go out must count on any back we did on must go. So trust me. So me, I get that belief, I get that faith. I not still lose up, even though I am so much disappointed at the executives and then the APCs. I was so much disappointed at what thing actually they do, but not so that they actually will be expecting for do. Because since the majority people they don't put their hope and trust back because of the kind of thing that we this are like this they do now country. But I was telling them now go following issue actually come the debate now today we it begins a very big question. We didn't ask na at Jazeera. But before would they come dive deep into the thing, I'll just listen to this short commercial break. Then just after this commercial break, then I'll wrap back. Okay, guys, till shortly then.
I just coming on Twinny. This is Kelvin Mans YouTube channel where the fight for Australians, the people, the voice of the voiceless, the masses, and the poor. But not so politician, it always be neutral.
But how different is Kelvin Mans?
Well, but good thing about them no re-interest anymore because they use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube itself. And at the same time, they use all the same platform they are
So how they don't say that Kelvin Mans is?
Well, if you go Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, just type KELVIN, space and type again MANS. What did they see? Now the blue and green globe we get green feathers them, and in name now in red in that time studies go be as so don't miss out. If you don't subscribe yet, and I'll make a so Billy Mugole and Mamuto, Alabe and Yandi, so do you please and beat go now and subscribe, share like all the videos there. Because not only one also, and you can get so many other programs where you can bring this same platform also, where you can get the opportunity for call and talk from live on WhatsApp, give your opinion, blow your mind, and share your mind. Kelvin, the type of bad politicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad supporters in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad musicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad housewife and husbands in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad justice system in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bring people them together in a salon today. Kelvin, you know perfect, but the type of bring peace and unity in a salon today. So go now and subscribe.
Kelvin Mans, I made a soldier here. Kelvin Mans.
So guys, we are actually back to the program and all I know say the program in name face reality talk show with me with the talk mina Kelvin Mans, mina you Pekin, you brother, you patriotic Sierra Leonean brother. And Awala you always know say not only we face the realities and nine Ugubu unites this would lovely, when this we lovely and being peaceful country, because Sierra Leone we now don't turn to something else, because this was a very peaceful and loving country. But now it's the opposite. So this actually now we strive for faith right now, the faith for at least justice and equality in the country and freedom, and this is the faith right now. So guys, if you not subscribe it, try it right now. They just smash that subscription button for me and like the program and also share them, guys. Thanks very much for sharing and liking the program. If you not done, maybe I'll try for done right now because I don't start for the program now. But if you don't do them now, may God bless you. Okay. And if you actually do how many to watch the program, please make sure say you not left or you not done the program or you not left to watch the program where subscribe, share the program. I can see say like so many times they see like a thousands of views, sometimes 10,000 views, sometimes 5,000 views, sometimes 3,000 views. They see like 100 likes on the 100 and some likes on the 200 or something 200 and something likes, whereas they get about thousands or even 2, 3, 4 to 5,000 people they watch the program. They don't view the program, they don't watch the program, they never ever like. I don't actually understand what is going on, guys. But for like, actually, it's free. They pay nothing for like the program. It is free. So just do us a favor. Everybody watching program, anybody watching channel, watching program, please. It take us time. It take energy. It take a lot of things and for able create putting things together, allow creating things, allow able do these things, do so. So if you can actually watch the program, please try at least for motivate we for able get more motivation how we able to like liking, subscribing, and sharing the program. Not only me, but any other platform where they watch the program there. It's a very, very much important for us because by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the program, it will make you get more motivation for load to do it. But that, just like I said earlier on, this thing they take a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of things where they take. Not just not to the way how you think say and so then thing they are there, this YouTube thing they. It is more than what they think about that. So let's go just go back to the topic. So like today now go for an issue actually come now. Today go for way Al Jazeera way it be asking a very, very big question where the question we didn't ask her, it is stumble for answer the question. Like it one damn play on the question and ask her, it stumble because the question is very much heavy. It's like you see that guy that had a do thing, they had a do thing there, they know exactly what happened in the country. But they ask you as if they don't know what happened in the country. Trust me. So Al Jazeera actually ask Ngoferu a very big question ask. you know, as what are the reason why so many military coups that they happen in Africa? But before they can ask this question, they go and beat force around the bush, Who's what they get for can answer. So they go and ask the force. Say, ask about democracy, they say in country peaceful, in country a democratic country, this, that, and I begin the count my question. They begin to bombard and the question. Say, well, how? He said, what's the reason why things say coups and military coups they happen in Africa? They begin to stumble by the question. But anyway, no, stone and also just no. And me talk for himself. Allah always let him talk for himself. Yeah? Yes, Mr. Man. Yeah, una listen to Ngo Ferro. Because this guy, what they say, Changais, we they say a stubborn fly follow the corpse to the grave. So Changais, they ain't kill fly. Changais, they ain't kill fly. Say, you post God one like this one, Changais again. Don't like where God give Pharaoh. Now, Sabi now, Firaun. Where God want ready for destroy na Shanghai is Nigeria. They advise I know where they talk here, they come here, they talk here, they come here, they talk here, they come here, they do all kind of things. We go left for handle and inside seconds go on handle. So now listen to any go Pharaoh in interview.
Julius Maada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, thank you very much for talking to Al Jazeera. I was last in your country a very long time ago. It was more than 2 decades ago, in the year 2000, in the final years of your civil war. And I remember it was the most brutal, awful civil war. I was actually there on the day that the rebel leader Fode Sanko was captured. Bring me up to present. How is Sierra Leone now?
We're a peaceful, democratic nation making progress as far as development is concerned. The war is now a thing of the past. We've learned quite a lot from that very brutal war, and we intend to share our experience with the world.
You say the war is in the past. I mean, I remember driving through checkpoints that were manned by, I think they were called the West Side Boys. They were child soldiers. They were fueled by drink and by drugs. I remember the rebels and some of the things they were doing. I mean, the total number of people killed is well over 70,000, I believe. And it's not just the people killed, there were people mutilated. I remember some of the survivors telling me that they were taunted before they were mutilated. Do you want long sleeves or short sleeves? And they were either had their limb cut off here or here. It was the most appalling atrocities. Is there still trauma in your country from these things?
Definitely. We have not been able to deal with the trauma because there was no provision for that in the peace settlement. But definitely it was one of the most brutal wars in Africa. We are happy that it has come to an end. And the participation of the locals in trying to heal the wounds, the trauma, and all the bitter experiences is really what is making us succeed in trying to heal the society, the country itself.
The country was divided. Is there still a problem with regionalism and tribalism in the country?
We still have vestiges of that. The war itself was really not on an ethnic or regional basis. Most have called it a senseless war because it did not have any of those sort of characterizations. But what it did was it was actually a combination of various factors, from bad administration to corruption to lack of justice, social justice. All of it was that which culminated into that war. So to describe it as being ethnic or what does not fit ours. So quite a lot of people, academics included, described it as a senseless war because it did not have an ideology, nor did it have the other descriptions that one would ascribe to some of the wars that we know in Africa.
Let's look.
So yeah, you what is it? And I would think cause the war, like if you think about like corruption and uh, corruption, not doing the right thing, like so people they just dey do what they fit for do, what in they do right now. Say like the man ain't know everything what thing they do, but whenever you want grab somebody, ask a question first about what you want can ask her. Now until explain all these things, say when I ask her what he thinks say, but the war make out like how now because of corruption, because of like too much of controlling, like somebody one person wanting a power, so it bring out all the issues and they. And I thank God the guy, this man guy who can ask about a very tough question to what he talk to. Since you don't say all this war, yeah, according to what they say, it's not a senseless war. But according to in the Hogville, they say what's the in thing? Think they say like because of the corruption and because of these A, B, Y, C, and Z. What's the in they do so right now? Now in just don't narrate. But thank God, the man gave for us about it. So Lord just listen.
Let's look at the lessons from Sierra Leone. At one point in your country, I believe there were nearly 18,000 UN peacekeepers. But actually, the thing that changed things was 800 British paratroopers who went to Sierra Leone in the year 2000s. If you look at things now, 2 decades on, there's no appetite at all for an international intervention like that in Africa, is there?
No, the world is distracted. There are too many crises. And I don't think there's space for that sort of huge UN intervention, although we have a huge presence already in the DRC. But why we tend to give the credit to the various international actors that actually ended the war, I want us to go back to the local actors that played a very critical role, especially women, the paramount chiefs, and other organizations that were there from the beginning. But of course, they do not have that presence and to project what.
You see, the guy, what we don't see in these guys that just like what I see earlier on, even to my previous videos, them with me, I try to say, the guy, where any kind of public, they can present themselves like saying good, like say everything honky dory, whereas what's happening behind the scene is quite opposite. Then it always the kind of things they would, for say it attract the public, like say was like woman we call woman, say woman and people the way then somewhat get passion for it and then consider the international world and so much respect then they fought now then put forth. So any of in speech they already bring make sure they like bring woman when they just they think I say in care about women, in democratic, in this, they bad this and that. So always now that they bring in and so me don't see this guy. Wicked guy, damn too wicked. But me, I thought it was me, I'm not down because anything we God to do, God don't make mistake. God don't ever mistake for doing anything they do, God don't make mistake. He know what they do, he understand what to do. So that make whatever they God they do, he get reasons what they do. Where Firaun will be there Egypt or Israel, where if they wicked people, they be the wicked people, where God count in time for kind of whatever. Where God one hand like and as strong guys time go and not like this one. This man live not say he lives if it's in how many years I get for live. He don't pass 50 years. Man, if you don't know 50, you don't pass 50 years now. So how many years he thinks they get for live? Where the wicked put no more, the wicked put no more, the wicked put no more. You don't get for live now forever. All the things the way they thief so they go and be so you don't get for enjoy her. You don't get for enjoy rather than look where you don't feel like hug. You know able live in lifestyle to that way they because don't feel hug right now. Even for work I say go for me as well, I know able. It's still but then tell for don't say okay like repent and I still at least na last you know enjoy me money I don't work all they enjoy na the money we don't thief. But still it still passes. But by now if you just don't do the needful they go don't start for nobody will suffer. But he say nothing. But you know say when God want hand lucky somebody, when God want will save somebody now so they do it again try just like stubborn fly. So now so this most of my they talk about corruption and this way in they do and triple all the answers they give so in they do and triple. They talk about woman this woman this. How many women where they don't violate the right in another place? How many women they don't beat? Silver had lucky blood, not so they go put and then go back inside. Where them go beat and see them even finger. Then do one also thing for now according to reliable sources. According to reliable sources, even in the silver blood, the way they be interview. If you talk, I say make a huge mistake when you make them go back in. You man if I then go them being go seven. That's all. What did they expect say? All say they talk about woman, and no one anything they understand anything they. But anyway, look where they go. Then interview continue.
What they were doing. But that kept the war, that kept the society going and hopeful that the war will come to an end. And if we talk about the sustainability of peace without relapse into another conflict, it is because we Syrians wanted to end that war, and we are looking for a group that will help us because already the war was on.
Let me talk about some of those who intervened, and that's the United Nations and United Nations peacekeeping, because there are lots of questions now about United Nations peacekeeping. In your country, they stayed there until 2006. They disarmed all of the various groups, and that mission is seen in the UN as a great success. If you look at the situation now, you had a large UN peacekeeping mission in Mali, which really didn't stop the violence and is now being kicked out of the country. And as you've already mentioned, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the UN has been there for decades and the violence is still raging. Is there a role for UN peacekeeping in the world now?
There is still a role for the United Nations peacekeeping. But like I have said to you, there must be appetite for peace within the country itself. The various actors, the main actors, or certain political, cultural, and other actors must be willing and ready to help the process. In our situation, in as much as the dominant literature out there does not talk about Syrians played a critical role in ending that war. And that should be taken as one of the experiences to be factored into the mix as far as DRC and other places are concerned. The locals are important. And if you can identify what will happen now is the UN becomes the midwife to bring the groups together. But we are interested in peace, and we are interested in making sure that we make progress. But because conflict itself breaks down communication, what we need at that time, most of the time, is actually that mediator.
So with the Democratic Republic of Congo, The UN have tried all sorts of things, and certainly they've been speaking to the women and they've been speaking to the civil society, some of the sort of things that you've mentioned. And yet, nothing seems to work. Is there a new approach needed to DRC? And what is it?
I am not a scholar on DRC. I am very far off. I know quite a lot about it, but I'm not deeply knowledgeable to make any categorical statements about what should be done. What I am trying to emphasize here is that the locals are important, their contribution, their deep knowledge about what is happening. Sometimes the international troops that go in have no understanding of the underlying currents that are actually keeping the conflict alive.
We've talked about the transition in your country since 2002, since the war ended. Is there any risk of violence returning? And you started your second term as president in July. There was an election. It was controversial. I'll get onto that in a moment. But as the results were announced, the opposition leader, Samora Kamara, claimed live rounds were fired at his office. Are you worried that violence could break out in any way in your country again?
There were no shots fired there. There were claims of that. The police investigated. The observers went there. They saw no sign of anything. Of course, elections are always contentious, as you would definitely agree, and therefore, in the process like that, like war, the truth is the first casualty. So people will say anything to get the sympathy of the international community.
Well, let me just pick you.
Really? Well, this is the opposite. You know what this say? We say people enjoy the try for seek sympathy when they get they just try for do something when they see the sympathy of the international community. That's exactly what they in the try for. So see this guy. Now the try for whatever thing when in the say and the opposite. Like you know, not like what they say. Hey Allah, I don't know how they put into contest them. We're picking the like the type of fool in that day. We say be that be don't come on. Just like we picking the girl got fed, you want to make that say the way they had up and that day. In that day they watch them laugh. Like most of them in those days, like we in that day they say no, they watch they laugh. Because they just say all them games they play so don't come on day. Kind of like this rubbish one time she don't so. And just see the way they go in life, when she don't so the liper, then get everything, then get the tape. Then get everything, then program then cover them, then see everything that happen at APC office, then see all the thing are transferred, then see them, then get them. They get them on the record. So they just ask you, many just hear what they say, the lie the way they go and talk. Eh? Then ask you what they not fire na APC, we say they not fire police and and the police already give evidence for and they go shoot. The police already go to but then they every day. Presidential guys and they go then go do the operation. Police they not then they say police and go investigate this and everything. They're all and they all and they didn't do. Presidential guys and the police every day. We start and go shoot. Then they deny in front of people they say na lie. This guy get in there. They talk for democracy. Then go shoot na APC office. He say they John they talk to them. John they talk to John Bull. What the boss is what in sabi more in sabi and pass what in sabi pass you want go you want me they go live on a party where in know in sabi and we don't see am. Why you not go? But don't like how they say this always in the talk so it is just try for gain attention, the attention of the international community. Just like what he say. He say around the audience when they talk so na lie. You know, say so many people can say you can say so many things and when they just try for gain recognition or when they just gain the attention of the international community. And exactly now is for the people say the international community don't turn it back on and they say all what you know so you know they do the right thing and the wrong thing they do. You know that they understand that they but they just try for fooling themselves not to the world they the fool. Nowadays world, not so modern, not so like the ancient time there. Then a modernized world paper. Unless unless na peace or even na fast step fast pop, they know say you don't fast so say they hear somebody they snap or make an audio of it. Send either if they not send on TikTok, they must send na Facebook or then send on our WhatsApp group step. So what you think? Who said they go there right now? We go do something so they need to tell me back. You know they. Now like that, the big opposition party and then something go happen at the office. They think say they not getting video, then they not see. They not this guy. I don't know if na. In the one thing but the confidence we get it too much get confidence. The confidence to pass mark pana. You know, one time I forget confidence, but confidence for pass mark pa yi. Pass something where they don't see, then sabi then know. They just ask you for let them know what they talk. The confidence then pass mark by this guy. Anyway, logo. Go Feru.
Pick you up on the election, exactly what happened, because I said it was controversial. You needed 55% to avoid a second round of the election. You got 56%,
Yes.
according to the Election Commission. But an independent coalition of civil society groups, National Election Watch, which has been looking at your elections for 15 years, they estimate you only got 50%. And also in some districts, there were reports there were more votes cast than there were registered voters, and the EU said that there was some mistrust around the electoral process. So just on the record, were you fairly elected?
Oh, yes. We win again if we went to another election. I've worked very hard for the country, and there was every evidence, available even before the elections that I was going to win. The election was free, fair, and transparent.
Really? Free, fair, and transparent. Oh God. Maada Bio there. Now we know the I from then kind of fan for leak slap. We say students with the lies to then kind like they are fan for leak bomber slap. When a bomber slap, leak and me leak mode, push you on a model, leak and slap. They go the leak and model and be me also. Then kind the way one slapper. Put sugar and motor, put bang bang and motor. But no, not even push it. Bang bang for put and motor. Lick and slap. Where it lick in motor, it let feel the bitterness of the slap. Because we put sugar and motor, we slap and it feel sweet. So then can light and I just put bang bang for put and motor. Rub that bang bang that chloroquine. Don't grind and fine. Na would say they are grind and fine. Then rubber like lipstick. Put on a mouth, rubber and lip all sides, rubber band, they slapper. Let the bitterness of the lie go inside in God. People somehow they lie. Election like this, and they say the election free. People know when sabi pass you. Even that computer, you will computer. But American man, na they born genius there. Where then they get of representation. Where they know everything what happen, know everything what you do, what happen, what you do, everything they know. Then I they map now, it is sit down in front of big time people then. The whole world it is lie by itself because not to say they lie because they know exactly what happen. They even say the election was the EU, the Americans, then you know the Qatar Center, the new, they all then they get representation. They all say the election, you know whatever. You know reach the 56%. So if we forget before they announce you as leader, we gonna go announce you. We know get the percentage, then go announce you. So how they think they can leadership, and then de facto leadership. How they expect. What do you think about the leadership in the now free and fair and they according to what you use free, fair, and credible. You know, say talk now free. For man, not just they talk because of people talk. But no, they can't lie to people when they sabi pass you, then sabi book pass you, then everything you think about then sabi and pass you. What do you able make for seven and country? What do you able make for seven and what do we able make for seven and country? How many? We check 1, 2, 3. How many things they make what they make for seven and country? We say we will supply almost the whole country. Where everything are import to important. Whatever to do, some everything are help pass and give money. Where right now where they don't seize for some money in our country right now, not to the country don't be blessed. The country don't be by I don't turn cripple. Not to cripple the country don't cripple. So where they just don't ban certain things in the first, so where they just don't pull and buy was look at the country don't buy for even for them pay workers and save money no day. But anyway, logo.
Of course, like I've said, elections are very contentious.
Even where we're speaking in New York, in the US, they're contentious.
Well, I mean, as we speak, I think given the President Biden's position is still being contested. So elections everywhere. We are a fledgling democracy.
You have elections in Sierra Leone, but if you look around your region in recent months, in your part of Africa, power is changing hands, not with elections. And I tell you, Mali, your next door neighbor, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Niger, and most recently, Gabon, all coups. Yet you go back just a few years, and between 2008 and 2017, there were no coups on the continent of Africa at all. What's going on?
Something strange is going on.
It's a very big question. We get can't stumble. From here, I mean, about coups. Something is going on. What's going on? They're asking me, sir. But before I in the answer this question, this cool question, I just want to talk about something about this guy. I don't know what he make always they compare himself to Biden. When he's when answer about something, the most quote about Biden, say election always contagious. Like seriously? Did they compare about Biden? They call Biden. In Biden, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I understand. Just like when they say where somebody want fame or want gain certain thing, and they therefore talk about somebody when a very big star. They when they and so I dey see this guy. This guy very they behave. They go compare themselves and Biden. Yeah, Biden and die and sleep. Well, you know nothing na democracy, you know nothing na peace, you know nothing na equal, you know nothing na justice. You know how many cases una don store, una get una store there, una don. Yeah, when I go ahead and talk something. There we go.
And we need to put our finger on that. The coups in different countries have different, those who have cited different reasons for the coups, from Gabon to Guinea to Mali to Niger and so on and so forth. But I think we have to continue to try to understand the underlying reason. And I will not sit here and say I have that off the cuff now, but I think we should collectively make the effort to understand why this trend has picked up so quickly and is almost engulfing what was almost a norm.
All of these countries in West Africa that have had recent coups are French-speaking, former colonies of France. Is that just a coincidence?
Well, I think it is too early to say, and I don't want to jump to any conclusion at this point in time. But I think it behoves us all to actually make the effort to understand what is happening in the region so that we can try to contain the spread of extra constitutional changes.
When President Mahmoud Bazoum was overthrown in Niger in July, the regional group, which you're a member of, said it would intervene militarily. Nothing's happened since. Was that an empty threat?
Well, we decided as a region that it was unacceptable and that we are going to engage. We had started the engagement. It was not bearing any fruits. And we decided that as and when it is necessary, we'll have to intervene militarily to reinstate the constitutionally elected government. So we have not done that yet.
So an ECOWAS military operation is still looming. It's not something that you've given up on.
Correct. But after that, a lot of dynamics have changed. The coup leaders are beginning to soften their position. They are beginning to accept dialogue. And quite a lot has happened. And what we are encouraging now is to take that dialogue forward, because military intervention, as you know, it's not necessarily the best way to deal with, especially in a situation like Niger.
Would such a military intervention by ECOWAS, the regional group, require a Security Council resolution? Is that the only thing that would make it legal?
Normally, yes. Because this would be intervening into another country.
So ECOWAS wouldn't proceed without a Security Council resolution, in your understanding?
I am sure. I'm not the chair of ECOWAS at the moment. I am a member, and I believe that is how we'll proceed.
You say you know to share na ECOWAS, you know to member na ECOWAS. Whether they choose the like me, I not trust ECOWAS. If then get mine, then go make you as member where you thief the election, you thief am. If you wait thief the election or win election, they go make you as member. Tinubu na Nigeria where himself where they go make as head of ECOWAS will be say himself in election they get question mark. Himself in election be get question mark. Then still they scramble now. Then take him then say then go take and then go get. You now I do the worst. You thief. You not to really listen na thief the election. So if they want make you as member, I wonder who's kind group list. How they go to talk through. Who's through? Remember where they go to talk because what they for go settle that na go to na go for go settle na that other land other country dey. Na in you don't do you and na you don't do. So what you expect if he say they go listen to now, if he say they don't know what happen, what don't happen na what happen na Sabu, they don't know. You will be a part of you na part of you na member of the ECOWAS. You leadership where he thinks where he say he gets, you know, win am. Not so he gets an activity. So what you get for go tell a man back way the same thing back where them the way them pull out, they set yourself against the way them pull, they set where them pull out. What you expect say if he then put away you way one go talk to what he thinks and then he go tell them listen. No, me brother. Me brother or my sister where they watch me so that my mama, my daddy, go on the watch, we don't listen to. No, not just I don't not just reason out this thing how they say. You when are the chief? The chieftain's always so you know winner. Now thief am. Then if you then go make you as member of a group or organization will be saying now they go and make peace. If any time something happen, this and now they go and make peace. You when they make the peace, this time who say they that you say where they you know win an activity fan. So how you go what the then if you then do back the same thing the other country, then people then they wanna say what the happen so you know acceptable then una agree and then do that particular thing they you when for go talk the case for go settle you say and the same thing you do. So what you for go tell them people then they tell me about what you for go tell them they. Then besides if you then people then they you back with thief that chief they will be say not to you win at the thief from then the organization then take you them you become part of the member. You think say if you unless even a small people they won't say you think say they go believe on our organization they go believe and they go trust now. They not go trust now. If you know that they para that particular organization they will know the same thing I do. So if you're not supposed to do the same thing, they want to put the stuff to that. That's what go tell you when they you know they will put this in big ones that you got to say in a member. ECOWAS, not just ECOWAS, I know other ECOWAS, all are the same thing. All me, I not trust them. I not trust ECOWAS. Fail that the same one don't cause all what happen in Africa. So if they get the bold mind, they go make Mengo Pharaoh as member. They make Pharaoh as member. They make Tinubu as the head. Like seriously. So then you know say that African leader they also want to play with like dice, like Wafu, like they say like that Wafu or game. On a drama, they ask movie per wheel, like a movie there. Then fail for realize say that's that the so you know say the country, the world in those days is no more the world now. Now the world don't modernize not to the ancient time with the pa. Right at that lame man of village, you get computer, you get memory card, you get phone, you get Android phone. People in that village where they even they use even they use iPhone. People in that town when they in the village they use iPhone, they use Android, they use memory card, they use computers. In those days, where talk about where ask for memory card, they ask, what's the memory card? How memory card is it? Now what's that in there? No, they even know. In those days, before when memory card come on newly, they say, what's the memory card? How memory card is it? Now, if they like, now so they also, they don't, you know, but now, who they ask for memory card, we don't even know, now village first, now village. So then they tell you how the world don't improve, how the world don't they modernize. Because you need just go frame light up, you need just go cook up and we can't just tell somebody because all my time everybody can internet right now. Not just that just bust my bubbles in those like Africa, like Salon to be precise, like Salon in general. In those days, whenever music come on at Europe, where some music come on at Europe, they take them 1 year, so then 2 years. So then 2 years or more before you are in Africa, before you are in a Salon. Trust me. When music they come on and those like then popular artists like then Chris Brown, then R. Kelly, then Rihanna, Beyonce, and 50 Cent and the other one, and they sing music, then if they sing a song, so they say then 1 year, then 5 months or 6 months, so they even take it to even 2 years, no yeah. You know they don't say they don't put Susu song. Trust me, but now it didn't na studio sef now. I don't know say Chris Brown in a studio or they pa pull Susu song o, or Rihanna they pa pull Susu song o, because they didn't na then I tell you how the world don't modernize. So this go for they can't smoke, they can't lie pines because not to put the lie pa. Because whatever what they do, what they when things say in a dark, the world know, we all know, everybody know what thing they do. Where they can lie people there. If we then put them, then ECOWAS get the bold mind, then you go to member na parliament. So what do you expect the organization will be? A truth organization, an organization where they talk true. Tell me why. Now organization the way things say they talk true. No, it's not possible. When the story is true. Now the same Dabaru and Kuku Jumubu and I get for and do. Huh? The same Dabaru and Kuku Jumuku. And see, I mean, when I say that, they go first. I don't know if Nanyami or Togo. I don't know if Nagabo, my own see me resign. I think Nanyami. Mene, if they una they get I don't know. Una who's supposed to me so Nanya, who they say, una still they get I think 2 years back. So therefore go back na what's back. Na the na barracks them fit them they will say. What's me when I know what challenge them. Where they go see they don't begin they calm down. They don't begin the response to dialogue. Like seriously, it crazy. Una get mind stress there. When Nigeria man, when Nigeria military then create one big that rubbish they say me now road and go and get accident. Una know, una create, una for don't try the now because they ready for 100%. Anyway, logo, don't listen to what you see.
Let's talk about your own experience with coups, because before you were the president, you were an army brigadier, and going back a long period in the 1990s, you were involved in 2 coups. In 1996, you became the military head of state. But I'm going to say it before you say it. You became military head of state, and then you called elections. So my question to you: are there good coups?
I think this is the most difficult question I've had to answer. Yes. Let's put it into context. We had just come out of the bipolar war. The whole world was in a state of flux. The governments that were there, we had a one-party state that had refused any form of democratic tenets or principles nearly for 30 years. Every democratic attempt to change the government had failed. There was mass corruption with impunity. They had caused such.
Nigeria is a mass corruption. So how you call your government? Because you say there was that during the when they overthrew that Afghanistan going out and say there be now so much of corruption. And so how una call una government? Because they pay minister there was 12 million, una triple, una double to 20 something million. Then they how una call una add offices harder than how una call una invest money than they all how una call you so called Ashawo address they not to allege them because na insane. They not to allege in thief money, it go take public phone when something like I don't know how many amounts away in take where they go interview more fun go interview and live go insist na instant wo they say right the office of the president and then get the money. That not to allege na so insane. Right with you must na insist say not supposed to say again. They say they write the office of the president and then send get the money. What you use the money for? Say use the money for buy sofa, use for buy chair. Like say them that office day now for the government or now for the people they do one. Na personal issue, na private issue, na your own company, and not to the company. You not forget nothing for the public fund. So how you call and corruption or thing. So they talk about back then because of corruption, because of this. So how you call the government? Where it travel how many times? It travel past all the president and the world. Let's just say the world. It travel past almost all the president there. If they go to a hotel where they make a budget, but the party if the party not just the party na 1 million, where they for go he say the thing na 3 million, where you go you know count the balance, than the all. Then they go to a hotel, they go they go self for check where we say not to the count. Double DP all they do then thing all. So high call and if they say that was corruption and this and this and this, when the way the guy I like the way they ask the question. And she say and because of corruption, because of this. Well, no, you can listen at the other hand question they get for us time. This is because of corruption. So the me know say the man just must get for us time. So what are the reason? What are the reason? Be an enthusiast. But anyway, logo.
Carnage as far as the management of the country is concerned, to the point that we had a war. Some members, that was why I said sometimes they say it's senseless, but people just got tired and went to the bush. We were young soldiers. We were sent to the front to fight. And yet we didn't have the wherewithal. But at the same time, what was meant for us at the war front was being squandered in the city. So, I mean, when you send somebody to the war front, you must give him or her the wherewithal. So we believed at the time that we have a government that has caused this war and yet was benefiting from the war at the expense of our own lives. We thought it was a genuine reason for us to come and remove that and bring about democracy. And that was what we did.
So you say there can be good coups. In Gabon, the ruler Ali Bongo was deposed. He's ruled that country for as long as I've been alive, and a lot of the population seemed to support what happened in Gabon. Was the coup in Gabon a good coup?
I will not describe it as a good coup. I have described mine, the one I took part in, that I'm fully knowledgeable about, as a good coup, because one, we kept to our timetable, and even when some members of our particular of us wanted to change, I stood up and said, if you're saying there was a second coup, because some members wanted to renege and wanted us to continue as to change our uniform and be the true leaders by just conducting a fake election. I said to them, no, we came to reform and we have done what we can. We have to conduct a democratic election and give and hand over power to a duly elected government. That was how I had to remove my boss just so that we can have democracy. So when you look at bad governance to the extent that it can cause war and divide and cause poverty and misery, I think should not be accepted as democratic governance. When you have authoritarian governments being supported sometimes by the West, I think that is not good too. Democracy is the rule of the people, and therefore they should enjoy from that. And that is why we thought that it was necessary. Everything, and nobody was coming to our aid. We were there suffering. We were there at the war front. We did not have ammunition. We did not cause the war, and yet we are supposed to put our lives on the line for a government that was not good for itself.
Let's turn the page and talk.
So here I am. What thing say? Democracy. This guy, I don't even understand. Wait.
The whole world was in a state of flux. So we believed at the time that we have a government that has caused this war and yet was benefiting from the war at the expense of our own lives. We thought it was a genuine reason for us to come and remove that and bring about democracy. And that was what we did.
So you say there can be good coups.
So you talk about democracy. You say because of like they be get a particular government way, they be one staying in power for how many years and this and this. So I don't actually know what thing in this life will do here. So all what thing they talk to is that the opposite. Only thing they just try for like just like what things they just for talk about for like we gain attention and the international community attention or the world attention. When I just feel sorry for them and able to give them the money. Because me only thing they already talk so now for that money, that MCC money make it talk all them thing they are so. But in things say them people they don't know actually what thing they do. But anyway, my brother, this guy This lie, you don't pass mark. Yeah, Lord, just take a short commercial break, guys. Go take a short commercial break, please, guys. Because this guy, this guy is something else. Believe me, brother, that this guy is something else. I'm telling you. Mhm. Yeah, Lord, take a short commercial break. I'll be back shortly, guys.
Everybody keep following. Kelvin.
Channel and Kelvin Massive. This is the very first time I'm signing in here.
I made a search.
I just
Everybody keep following. Kelvin man. I made a search.
come in on Twinny. This is Kelvin Man's YouTube channel, where the fight for Sierra Leoneans, the people, the voice of the voiceless, the masses, and the poor. But not so politician, it always be neutral.
But how different this Kelvin Mans?
Well, but good think about them no re-interested anymore because they use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube itself. And at the same time, they use now all the same platform they are so.
So how they don't say that Kelvin Mans is?
Well, if you go Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, just have KELVIN, space and type again MANS. What did they see? Now the blue and green globe we get green feathers them, and in name now in red in that time studies go be as well. So don't miss out. If you don't subscribe yet, and I'll make so be them gonna emamuto, alabe ayandi. So do you please and beat go now and subscribe, share like all the videos there, because not only one also, and you can get so many other programs where you can bring at this same platform also, where you can get the opportunity for call and talk from live on WhatsApp, give your opinion, blow your mind, and share your mind. Kelvin, the type of bad politicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad supporters in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad musicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad housewife and husbands in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad justice system in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bring people them together in a salon today. Kelvin, you know perfect, but the type of bring peace and unity in a salon today. So go now and subscribe.
Kelvin man. I made a search right here. Kelvin man.
So guys, we are back. I'll continue my God. The interview is so much long, but this guy they lied too much. I just want to calm on our nerves and make a short commercial break. So let's just continue. Just continue the interview. Yes, go for the logo.
In Gabon, the ruler Ali Bongo was deposed. He's ruled that country for as long as I've been alive, and a lot of the population seemed to support what happened in Gabon. Was the coup in Gabon a good coup?
I will not describe it as a good coup. I have described mine, the one I took part in, that I'm fully knowledgeable about, as a good coup, because when we kept to our timetable, and even when some members of our particular of us wanted to change, I stood up and said, if you're saying there was a second coup because some members wanted to renege and wanted us to continue as to change our uniform and be the true leaders by just conducting a fake election. I said to them, no, we came to reform and we have done what we can. We have to conduct a democratic election and hand over power to a duly elected government. That was how I had to remove my boss, just so that we can have democracy. So when you look at bad governance to the extent that it can cause war and divide and cause poverty and misery, I think should not be accepted as democratic governance. When you have authoritarian governments being supported sometimes by the West, I think that is not good too. Democracy is the rule of the people, and therefore they should enjoy from that. And that is why we thought that it was necessary. Everything, and nobody was coming to our aid. We were there suffering. We were there at the war front. We did not have a minute.
Oh wait. So this guy will say democracy na the for be affect if we reflect to the people. So why you never give democracy, you never give people the freedom in the country? Why you fail for let people get freedom and for people then we get democracy that equalize and justice in the country? Why you never make people enjoy it? You in those days, no matter you say you betray your boys because of their lack of democracy, equal rights and justice and all those funny stuff. Then what you did doing right now? Why you did doing right now? What make them put enjoy this particular democracy and then you peace. Then equal rights and justice make people enjoy. Why in those days so you say you overthrew because of this and this and this and this. Because of what you do so right now. And what you overthrew for now, you do so right now. So why you why they do it right now? When I see where you not let go, na see where you overthrew for before. It make cool for. Now you they do it. So I don't actually understanding.
Domination, we did not cause the war, and yet we are supposed to put our lives on the line for a government that was not good for itself.
Let's turn the page and talk about how the whole world interacts with Africa. The United Nations back in 2015 set up something called the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals to try and improve all of humanity. We're well behind on all of those targets as things stand. The slogan at the time was nobody left behind. In countries like Sierra Leone, do you still feel left behind?
Definitely. Maybe the continent itself, not just Sierra Leone. We've been struggling for reform of the United Nations Security Council, where 70% of the decisions concern Africa, and why we talk about representativeness in all world bodies, national bodies, we are yet, our plea for representation in the United Nations Security Council as a continent of 1.2 billion has fallen on deaf ears so far. So yes, we feel that there is a deliberate attempt by some sections of society to keep us in the dark.
You talk about reform of the UN Security Council. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is also talking about reform of the global financial system and the burden of debt. How would debt relief and debt restructuring make a difference in Sierra Leone?
Definitely, we are not able to breathe properly. We need some type of debt relief, or whichever terminology they give to it. Call it the Bretton Woods institutions and all the other international financial institutions that were established at the end of the Second World War. Things have changed. We have different aspirations. We are no longer subjects of our colonial masters. Quite a lot has come into play. We are talking about climate change. We provide one of the biggest lungs to the world to absorb the byproducts of the many wrong things that are taking place. We contribute less than 4% of the carbon, and yet we are disproportionately enduring some of the effects, the adverse effects of climate change. So the world is definitely not a fair place, but we are still holding on, and we are thinking that a fair world will listen to us and say, yes, they are making a genuine effort. But there is a limit to what we can do, and we need the support of the international community, not when
Stop there. When I what you say, the thing what I tell us, not so you know kind so it's like only thing they talk so. They just want try for the international community for that money, that MCC money. What you say? Is the in actually the one man international the in one the help of the international community that for that money, that MCC money. All these whatever they do is not for nothing na for that money they don't hang for. That money actually they don't hang for that they want that money hot one. For anything say them put on a free money. But who they watch you, we listening. Who they watch, who they listening. Now this first of the pass right now. Now this is not an affect this first of the man not to affect against in Gofero no you know. Right now the first of the right now affect against let's just say right now this na affect against politician now. How do you call them now? The grassroots or the people against the politician now not to like only Maada Bio alone or Ngofere alone or SFP alone. That now the fact now we now against them because they all right now don't cancel. SFP, APC right now, they all don't cancel as one right now. So right now, the fight today between the grassroots and the politician, because they all right now as one. So now all thing in the so all this lie where in the cook now, so all this lie when they fry, where in try for fry, where they fry, they try for cook too. All them lie that way they cook and fry, so not for nothing for that MCC money. For me, them be send money for the in Africa. For them be send money for the for government. For like buffet over for TV. Well, not on nothing. Where they talk so. Now you got to say they beg the international community. May at least when they will help it. So now I made a lie. They cook them kind of big lie there. Now for go fry them, I go. This is the patch lie there. In whatever there. Well, anyway, logo they go.
Sierra Leone is on fire, but when Sierra Leone is making effort not to be in fire.
If you had less debt, would you put more money into education? Because that seems to be one of the landmark achievements of your government. 20% of the state's budget going into education. You've made schools free, both primary and secondary schools. Why has education been such a priority for your presidency?
It is the biggest weapon for transformation in the world. It is the best investment in human beings. It is the best thing we can do. If we are enlightened in the 21st century with fit for purpose education, a lot of our challenges won't go away, but we will reduce the impact on society. We are talking about inclusive development, leaving no one behind. That is why we have what we call the radical inclusion, meaning that irrespective of who you are, where you are, what political inclination you have, you should have access to education. It is the best weapon to fight poverty. It goes right across the 17 SDGs that you have named. And without money, we had the audacity to embark on free quality education, a national program. We used what we get from domestic sources, revenue. So if we had support, if we had relief, debt relief, we can pour all of that into education and into health and food security. Because for me, these are the three pillars that keep the human being going. If you have good health, good education, and you have food security, there will be room for development and later strife.
In January, Sierra Leone enters the world of big power politics, with you sitting on the UN Security Council for 2 years. How are you going to play it with regard to the various superpowers, particularly China? China has investments in Sierra Leone, yet on the other side, you have the US and Europe, who you're friendly with, and they say, no, you should be on the democratic team. How are you going to play those different tensions?
We are on the democratic team already. We've had several democratic elections. I say I'm a Democrat.
Yes, but you have big investments with China, don't you?
Yes, but investments, one thing that we have not suffered from, China intervening in our democratic process. We need help from everybody. We need support, technical support. We need the friendship. We need great partners. And we need partners that we respect us too, that we treat us as nations that are yet, we are not 150, 250 years into democracy. And therefore, you should understand, when we stumble, we should not be punished as if we have committed murder. We should be treated as countries making a genuine effort to ascribe and take part in a process that is extremely contentious and difficult, democracy anywhere. So if you have done 250 years into that, and we are just 60 years into that, you should be handling us with some care, compassion, knowing that we are only at the beginning.
Julius Maada Bio, President of Sierra Leone, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera.
So guys, unale oti Ngofero say. Ngofero say for me for encourage it. Oh, me and it is all this see away interview, all this talk, all na bigger. When you just time when you get MCC money, now you go think say this last word, they not for twist the like how they need for at least consider the like say themselves now say they no think as like say then people where did they waste lives there, where did they take life there, where did May not take them sometimes if they stumble or maybe they do 1 or 2 3 at least then for we call them, then we'll save them. But then we at even when see but they not to kill none of them we'll tell somebody Maada Bio. Ngo Ferrari na they talk them what they say not to you know kill. Nah, what so what about the Paneba Road, the McKinney, the Tonko Limba? If you see them put that no more than what about the APC office who then ask you know where did the next day nothing you know the recent killings. Then what about them in the hall? If you say put them on they don't understand and they can't be this. You know when they show they talk soft one, therefore TT like what say and then for make like say na kill you kill and this no you know say if we stumble at least na for able come now rescue na for able help we even they now beg na so is that for big they say where they talk stuff. And like it's here, we want something they lay down like say, you know, and this thing this way already they will say put the boy thing say that particular thing where instability things the other person who sabi pass, who sabi and pass. Now it's money they deal with no. But we now, but me what moment they start for say, my brothers and sisters, now the European Union, the international community, and the Americans, and them normally do it for the action where they get for take. And this Samuel Kama don't go to the APC, the other don't go to one. Okay, well and good. But the Americans, if we don't give sanctions, they say they don't give sanction. That sanction they will go for don't like way and they say that sanction when give they will go for remind them, will go for write letters them to them. Go for remind they say, hey, now this president are not to affect now, not that this president don't some you don't mean out between we the citizens there and then the police because they all don't go to one, they don't go agree. But not on behalf of you, the dialogue when they go make the negotiation when they go make now for their own selfish interest, not for the people there, not for we. Because if you now for we, then not for don't negotiation, that kind of negotiation. Then that kind of negotiation we then lose not for one. But the negotiator they going to negotiate now for them your interest no more. So not so for we. You know get no way where they benefit, no create no impact now life then to we. The impact on that so they no more that the whole thing they going to negotiate it just create impact for themselves no more. Now who's taking for tell the international the European Union or the international community or the Americans then when they even know say who not who not agree today, who not agree tomorrow. So that time this now affect against them. That time this now the grassroots or the people then against them, the APC and the SFP. So now this now so now I get for go. I hope you understand. So we get for come out and tell and protest back against them. And we assemble and tell the EU, the European Union, the Americans say we not accept or no agree because what they go do so now for their own interest, not for your own interest. So when I don't sign that they say una don't ban force from travel in America, una don't ban the social thing, then the MCC money una say una the whole and for una seize and force until further notice. Until the election process, they able control, they able watch exactly how the thing go, how the thing not come. Then you know, I tell you say they for set up a body, let able investigate about that particular thing they and how they tell it for happen. The people they for the people they for the body where they get for set, where they get for they if then tell we say you know for be party member, you know for be APC, you know for be SF, you know for be no, you know for belong to no political party. Then you know for be friend of any political party. Then you know for be you know for be like anywhere related to that particular any political party. You know for be anywhere related to then two political parties there, or even then two political parties there. Anybody where they where you be a friend to them, you know the out of her, you out of her. So not necessarily say na different body na dey for set up wey for investigate that particular thing dey until investigate am thoroughly then pull everything before ever then watch then compare if dem see say yes na the right thing dey be do before dem hand over that money dey. So we get for inform the EU, the European Union, the American dey say na so una be don do o. So right now wey dey all don go together so dem don disappoint dem for themselves dem go do am o. So we no gree. So still that money dey make dem just hold her number back still make dem just hold am say na so una don so we still we no gree o. Because if that money dey una release am this one sef we no get for get benefit over na dem go get for shame among themselves. So na so we get for stand and tell the American dem. We get for write letters dem all over. We get for write letters to the EU, to the American dem, to the this. We get for at least assemble back against them. We get for assemble against the APC now and the SFP. This decision, this negotiation they go make. We get for make now. We get for hold self against them. Say we not to for we not on behalf of we na for their own selfish gain and interest. So this is exactly what you get for do. Like me, I don't get for learn so many people they don't call me, they encourage me, they will tell me because of the effort they make. I say no Allah. I say no problem. If you like I guess some of them would say the way they call me or they talk say no, na just they would make effort every day. Yeah, we not just get for relent. Everything so far it come by test. Now test. Now test God they test. We just know how you fit the like what they say they do anything like what they say right now. They do this for the country. So now God they bring so many tests. They know if actually what they do now for the country they do. So if it's something like this don't happen, you relent, you would say you just forget about everything. So which means you not get faith on what you know they say. So like me, as this stand with the people there, still there with the people there. By the grace of God. Me no say not so in power, God in power. I say kaka long pay it must go. No matter how this man how they go and make me say God go must count as to end one day because anything wey God do, e get reason. God no dey do mistake. Anything wey God dey do, e get reason. And that moment they believe, and that believe no me get. And anybody get that believe in day, believe me and trust me, you know they ever skin. But good thing in the way they come on my mind. But good thing in they put but good thing in my mind too much. Because just think I say any way they do, God, any way they do so far now, God they mark them. God they mark everything. Now this moment, me at this moment get for tell anybody we don't stress, we don't want to say like me, make me. Nobody know the way no, nobody don't feel pain. We all feel the pain. But at least you get for what say, anything we God do, not the best. Anything so far we God do not the best. So if you God don't do anything the way they do so, Lord just continue for pray to God and pray to God and not say God will see you through because He know what will happen, He knows what they gone, He understand exactly what will happen. So guys, now the word and the na so God don't say. God they try for appeal say many at least many able see but if they stumble at least many able help there. You know, be like na kill or na so thing they do na but I don't know actually what will happen at APC office. What happen at metro. The APC metro. I don't know what happen to her. I don't know what happen something. I don't know actually what happen Boyka. I don't know what will happen na Makeni. I don't know what will happen at Tumbo. I don't know what happen at Tongolima. So all them things I don't know if in a I don't know if in a I don't call it na I had a style and say. I don't know if in a party they be go pa or na money they be go give them put in there or maybe I don't know what they actually be go pa. That part never good. I don't know what they be go pa. But according to him, he say if they stumble, at least men not treat it like say na kill and kill. So you see, so I don't know all anything how they do. I don't know what's happen. If anything they if it that metro na party office, Samson, Boyka, Makeni, Tongo Limba, Tombo, Paneba would all anything they would say happen. I don't know how in call anything in the incident. I don't know how I call her. Because as according to what things you know, they lie and they share and big monthly now they can't lie now. Say and when they for help ne, and then for take like say, then I kill, then I stumble more than stumble. Then for need for come and rescue, need for help them, like others them. Need for come to and help them. Like seriously, go punish that big most the way you know they talk. And we don't need I mean like bang for put my mother slap that idiot most they you know for say yes, what you do so the wrong thing. But anyway, God who left it to God. God they handle you. God they arrest you, handle you. Pap! By the grace of God. We see belly don't feel like rose gosu. Now so haram money I'm packing that. Haram money so haram money I'm packing that. And haram thing there. No see where the belly don't feel like rose goods, like pregnant cow. So guys, I go let for stop here. I appreciate you so much for not taking a wonderful and precious time for listening and watch this program. I just allow you to keep the faith. They will believe say right now the faith where they right now are between we and the politician. Not to like we and SFP no alone. No. Now the faith where they right now the people versus SFP and APC or all of you say I quote the politician there. Now this night and I right now between we and them because what them will do so not on behalf of we, not for themselves, not for their own selfish interest again. So guys, thanks very much for taking precious and wonderful time again for watching the program. If you're the first time is for let you pop in at this wonderful program, while the program is named Face Reality Talk Show because the only way face reality now we will unite the country, it will face reality and talk the right things there and say the things how they come and say the things how they pay. And the only way how you go do that, and the only way face the reality and see the things and the way how they day and the way how they come and the way how they put them and the way how they do the things there. Now only that we will unite and liberate the country all Sierra Leone. So the program once again, the program is named First Reality Talk Show, and me now na picking now na brother now patriotic Sierra Leone and selling with Kelvin Mans. And please, before you left the program, because I don't want to now this is not the end of the program, and make sure say you hit or smash that subscription and like button for me and share the program. And only we do that, don't help or support this program. I appreciate you guys so much. But if you get any other way for able to support the program, the number then at the screen, you can the number at the screen, and it will help whatever way we will, as ever little way, and able to task. But remember, say nah for the program it is one, no, or not to any other thing else. Because as there are some people who they got for they try for can give you something for like they will, cajole you and do other things, because like colleague we not supposed to depend. We always they one who saw day and they will ultima the true day. Let the pen goes to a cancel. Yeah, even though like it is supposed that they say we know the pen. They do them for the program for like my able operate the program, the studio and so many other things what they do. If you actually appreciate the effort and the time we actually money put in, you can contact the number and down the screen, and they can give you a little bit contribution whatever thing we get. And if you also they can also support, you also give contribution by subscribing, liking, then share the program, tell other people, and tell your mama and papa if I'm about the program, let them subscribe and share and like the program, please, guys. Just like way as stages, like even so many people. There was this video. I think the first day video we I post somebody two or three people then give comments about like the mic system. Actually, I want to change back the mic if I get to mic system. So like I have to buy a mic, so I have to buy like a standard mic who I want to buy right now. So it's a very very important thing. So according to how you grow, and so at least they will upgrade things like mic, just like I said, mic that are mic which are like 250 euros. When they go to 300 euros with the full set. Mic then even at 200, mic then even at 150. Then they buy just by quality, like 300 up to 300 microphone down there, like with the full set. So all these things costed something, and there are all so many other things that we actually for days. So guys, I just the tell now actually what's in the thing. So like nobody on the screen, whatever little thing we get, just contact me on that line. We will talk more of that, guys. So I appreciate that so much. And please, guys, don't forget to subscribe and share the program because people know they can watch the program. I can get sometimes 10,000 viewers, 5,000, 6,000 viewers. We watch how many likes. So then at 200, so then at 300 likes, so then at 400 likes. But most of the time, then are even 150 likes. While as 3,000 people they watch the program, 4,000 people they watch the program, now only 200 likes, 150 likes. Like, seriously, guys, you guys have to push up, guys. You now get for increase the likes, and the likes are very much important. And also, don't forget for share and subscribe to this channel. Once again, I love Unan and I love Unan all. Me, now begin Kelvin Man. And I want to see you man on the next video, okay? Because always dinner for good at the past, present, unbelievable, and shocking news. And then they left Nigeria, always dinner for good at the unbelievable and shocking one. So, guys, all I know say, I love you now, and I love you now all. Till next time on my next video. Please take your time to also watch into this one and this one. So, guys, later and bye bye.
I'm Kelvin Mans. If this is the very first time to sign in here, please, my brothers and sisters, don't forget to hit that subscription button for me, comment, like, and share all my videos. So anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified immediately for it.
Romantic.
Letty on the beat.
Here's the voice of the voiceless, fighting for Sierra Leoneans. On the mercies of the people. He's not a politician, I got followers a million. Flagging the globe, Sierra Leonean. Everybody keep following Kelvin Man. I made a soldier, yeah. Kelvin Man, you gotta outtry. Kelvin Man, you got it right. Oh, Kelvin Man, Kelvin Man. For your current news, keep following Kelvin Man. I mean the blogger you can trust. Kelvin Man, he's a YouTuber. Kelvin Man, Instagram. Kelvin Man, he's a Facebooker. Kelvin Man, even on WhatsApp. Kelvin Man, the people's voice. Kelvin Man, oh yeah. He's not a politician. The man is neutral. He's not a politician. The man is neutral. You can love him, just subscribe, you can love him. You can love him, just subscribe, you can love him. As you see the globe with green feathers as a symbol, and he gets red color, not a name. It's KELVINMANS, Kelvin Mans. For your current news, keep following Kelvin Mans. I mean the blogger you can trust, Kelvin Mans. He's a YouTuber, Kelvin Mans. Instagram, Kelvin Mans. He's a Facebooker, Kelvin Mans. Even on WhatsApp, Kelvin Mans. The people's voice, Kelvin Mans. Oh yeah. Kelvin Mans, I made a soldier here. Kelvin Mans, you gotta outry. Kelvin Mans, you got it right. Oh, Kelvin Mans, Kelvin Mans. For your current news, keep following Kelvin Mans. I mean the blogger you can trust, Kelvin Mans. He's a YouTuber, Kelvin Mans. Instagram, Kelvin Mans. He's a Facebooker, Kelvin Mans. Even on WhatsApp, Kelvin Mans. The people's voice, Kelvin Mans. Oh yeah.
Oh, my brothers and sisters, I appreciate so much for your time and effort you took to listening, and I appreciate you so much. As I've shown you some love by bringing you such updates, please don't forget to show me also some love by just clicking that subscription button for me, comment, like, and share all my videos. So anytime I upload a new video, you will start immediately for it. It is free. It is free. Click here now. Subscribe. Subscribe. Click that subscription button now. Do it now. Do it. It is free. So thanks very much, and bye bye till next time. I love you all.
Music. Everybody keep following Kelvin Mans. I made a soldier.
I just come in on 20. This is Kelvin Mans YouTube channel, where the fight for Australians, the people, the voice of the voiceless, the masses, and the poor. But not so politician, it always be neutral.
But how different this Kelvin Mans?
Well, but good thing about them no re-interest anymore, because they use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube itself, and at the same time they use now all the same platform they are.
So how do you know so like Kelvin Mans is?
Well, if you go Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, just type KELVIN, space and type again MANS. What do you see? Now the blue and green globe we get green feathers them, and in name now in red in that studies go be as so don't miss out. If you don't subscribe yet, and I'll make a so believe me a mamuto, alabe ayandi. So do you please and beat go now and subscribe, share like all the videos there, because not only one also, and you can get so many other programs where you can bring this same platform also, where you can get the opportunity for call and talk from live on WhatsApp, give your opinion, blow your mind, and share your mind. Kelvin, the type of bad politicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad supporters in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad musicians in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad housewife and husbands in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bad justice system in a salon today. Kelvin, the type of bring people them together in a salon today. Kelvin, you know, perfect, but the type of bring peace and unity in a salon today. So go now and subscribe.
Kelvin Mans, I made a soldier here.